the Grieving Sisters. You should know us by now.
Literally. If you don't, I mean, you
now.
should go back and go listen to a lot of episodes we got in the reel.
But if not, I'm Liz. This is Jess.
Hi.
We have been friends since we were 8 years old.
Yes.
We both have lost our younger siblings.
Tragically.
We recognize that people are in all their different stages of grief and will probably hop around. So we're not really going to be doing like episode, we're not really going to be introducing all different kinds of episodes. We figure that you guys will jump around. If you haven't watched I think our most successful video has been our social media.
Yeah, that
video.
one was we might have a part two because
we might need a part two.
I feel like a lot of people were they were getting like very informed, but then they were also like, wait, this happened to me too.
Happened to me. This was my experience.
Yeah.
So we just love seeing the growth and we love the feedback.
Appreciate you guys. Like it just means a lot to me and it means a lot to Liz. Like, I just feel like, and we always talk about like how everyone is just like, even though like you guys, we want you to comment on the stuff, but like you send us private messages and it just means the world to us because it just means that we are in alignment in what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. I mean, this journey has been really tough for me because everything is still so fresh. Yeah. It's only 6 months in.
You're legit in the thick of it.
And there are times where I'm just like so tired, but I feel so led to continue doing this, and I feel so fortunate to be a part of this with you.
Yeah.
And I got a couple text messages. It's like, keep going.
Yeah.
Like, you are reaching the people that you're supposed to be reaching.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And I think that that's the most important part because, right, like, not for anything, we're all here to guide each other home. Right. And there's just so many layers to that and so much deep meaning into that.
Yeah.
That, if it's just that we're helping just one person,
honestly,
it is like so fulfilling. At least for me, I can say that it's fulfilling to me. And not only that, it's, some people, they don't know how to grieve. So then they just pocket it and then they get themselves sick and they get them. So it's like, at least that they have this little thing.
You brought up a really good point. So David Kessler did a bereaved Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh.
Zoom.
It was so good.
And it was so good. My mom was a part of it. And my mom said to me, the statistic for a parent who's lost a child until like the point in which they have the loss to when they seek help with therapy or a grief counselor or things like that, it's 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
I couldn't believe that, that you would go through this loss and it would take literally 6 years for you to start to take care of yourself and do these sorts of things.
Right.
So, I mean, and if that's a statistic and we hope that it gets better, but if it doesn't, if we reach a couple of people that are able to use resources like our podcast, like maybe some of the resources that we share and things like that.
And we did, and we had good grief. I love them. I've actually just been giving them to my clients. They are just so helpful. I'm hoping to have Annette back. I can't wait to have her back because she is just like walking information. Yeah. And just so powerful, just the work that they're doing.
We've met so many great people and had so many good contacts, and we've just been trying to like spread the knowledge as much as we can.
Absolutely.
Today's episode is really interesting.
So I got this email. I don't know. As soon as we started talking about grief, Big Brother, the government is always watching you. It's like, oh, I want $1 million. Like, okay, can you give it to me? But so all this grief stuff started to come up, and there's actually something called the Death Doula Institute. And I received this email, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking good. Yeah. I'm like, these are things that need to be discussed. And, they have like different, they came out with a book and then they have monthly meetings. So I had said to Liz, I said, man, you got to check this out. This is like really good stuff. And
it was just, and so they talked about the top 3 regrets at the end of life. Yeah. According to a death doula who was at the bedside of over 1,000 patients.
So imagine that, like regrets, and just to kind of intertwine that in a little bit, that, I know people who are very like at odds with their family, like even mothers, right? Like I was in a very combative mode with my mom, especially after my brother died. I was really trying to be understanding, but it was like I was like the punching bag, and I had to set boundaries. Like, you can't treat me like this. Like, it's not my fault. Like, I understand you're angry. I understand you don't want to go to therapy. That's not me.
Right.
But then I just kept thinking about, well, if that happened to my brother tragically at 29 years old, my mom, again, right, they're not going to live forever. So am I going to sit there and hold that grudge against her and never say goodbye to her, or at least enjoy and cherish whatever little memories that we have left, as long as she has her I have my boundaries and she respects me as a woman. And I was just like, imagine hearing these regrets. I was just like, so I try to tell, there's a lot of my friends, like, they're not talking to this family member, they're not talking to that family member. I'm like, life's too short.
Yeah.
Tell them that you love them. If you're okay with them dying tomorrow in how you left it, so be it. Then you know what? Don't say that, oh, I have this heaviness and this, that, and the other. You got to come to terms, like, it can happen overnight.
Yeah.
It's just tomorrow's not promised. So
yeah, I went through a similar thing. And I feel like that was a question that I asked myself, like, thinking about who I had, like, grudges against, or who I haven't forgiven. And I thought, like, if they died tomorrow, how would I feel? And I definitely, like, reconnected with certain people, and certain people I was like, no, I'm absolutely fine.
Right. But I mean, I feel like, but there's a difference between reconnecting or having forgiveness for yourself, not for them and for their behavior or whatever they said. But I think it's just having that peace, like, okay, like, we let bygones be bygones. There's no animosity, but in the same breath, it's like, well, I love you from afar. See you later. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as long as that, when you put your head to bed at night, you're in a good place. It's like the book that I have, David Hawkins' Letting Go, and there's a big thing about grief in there, and they're like, well, if you're not still angry at that person, you can be able to see that person and hug that person. I said, that's a doggone it lie. I said, there is no way that I can be able to hug this person. But then again, it's like, but can you hug that person? Can you really, did you really let it go? So what was one of the regrets?
So basically, out of the 1,000 patients, they all said the same 3 things. One was, I wish I had told people I love how much I really love them.
Wow.
The second one was, I wish I hadn't let fear keep me from going after what I wanted.
Oh.
And the third one was, I wish I had lived more and worried less.
There's so much to unpack.
So at the end of life, it's not about money, achievements, or status.
Nope. Houses, your cars, how many degrees you have. You can't take any of them with you. So get over it.
It's all about what you learned, what you regretted.
The wisdom that you learned to teach people. And it's almost like a legacy that we're leaving behind, right? Obviously with these videos.
Yeah.
And just sitting back and really thinking about how you touch people's lives.
Yeah. And a lot of it, from what I'm reading, is about what they were afraid to do.
There's so many people afraid to do things, and they second guess themselves. And I'm going to blame a little bit social media too, has added an extra layer on there. But I do feel like, just do it. Who's going to judge you? And if you fail, so what? That is a learning experience. That is what life is about. Life is about experiencing it, right? We're not racing to death. Nothing's going to be perfect.
Right.
Excuse me, because we're not perfect. We're definitely nowhere near perfect. But in the same token, it's like, just do it. What's going to happen?
Right.
Now, I'm not telling you to jump out of a plane.
Right.
Because we know, like, what can happen and what.
But I also think there's this stigma of being a certain age and trying to do things.
Oh my gosh.
That I think is what makes people afraid.
Sure.
It's like, I'm not going to take a dance class. I haven't danced since, like, especially, I guess, like, us being 40.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be an empty nester at 45, 46. I had my kids young. I guess. I'm like,
good luck.
I'm like,
good luck.
But I've actually heard stories of, like, moms dropping off their kids at college.
Yeah.
I knew the story.
I lost it.
No. I heard this story at a baby shower where this mom dropped her kid off at college, and was very emotional.
Sure.
And then got home and realized she was pregnant.
Oh no.
So she was starting all over again. So hopefully that's not me. But
good luck.
But
buena suerte.
Be very careful. But
yikes.
Right, but I've thought about that. Like I literally have been like, what am I gonna do next? Like when they go to school and I don't have this day to day.
Yeah, you have your whole life.
I was like, should I go to law school?
Why not?
I always wanted to be a lawyer. I'm like, should I go to law school? Should I go back to dancing flamenco? Like I did that for most of my life until I became a mom. You know, should I learn cybersecurity?
Why not?
Because
I mean, no, well, marketing and social media skills are like, that's like in your pocket.
I just do like, but I've thought so many times of like what I should do. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. Like, I feel that, you know, that's when I was doing Planted Seed, that I was doing these videos for teens. And I'm like, hey, it's not where you start. Like, just keep going, keep going. I said, because like when I was a school counselor, you had kids like, but I don't know a major. I don't know a major. And it's like, do you know how many times you're going to change your major in school? Do you know how many times you're going to have career changes in your life?
I think I read something that was like between the ages of like, when you start working, like 22 and 30, you have like 16 different jobs. Like,
yes.
Because you're trying to figure it out.
And then they say, the best years are ahead of us.
I believe it.
Oh, I do too. Why? Because now we have experience.
Right.
We did the clubbing days. We did the, you know, whatever, party central. We did the, you know, just, we did a lot of it, right? Now we're just more, I think we're being more intentional with our time, kind of what I said to you.
And especially with going through loss.
Yeah.
Like when we know that there is no minute to lose.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And all the times that I've been like, okay, I'll be 45, 46 and my kids will be off at school. Well, not that I don't want them to leave.
No.
CJ, Olivia, please.
Please, because
please go to Montclair. Please go to Montclair State University, stay local. Like I don't want you to leave, but they both are very much like want the experience. CJ wants to go to Ohio State. Olivia's like, should I do like law school abroad? Because she wants to be a lawyer. I told her, I was like, maybe we'll do law school together. She's like, Mom.
Why not? Did you not think the mom and daughter that they graduated on stage together? It's the cutest thing.
I would like be there. I'm like, I'm not going to be in the classroom with you.
No.
Like, relax. But they both have really big dreams of like being away and being at school. So I'm like,
okay. I think that's like I don't have regrets in life, right? So they always say like you have these regrets, and like when you're on your deathbed, like you're going through all these regrets. I don't have any regrets. I'll tell you one thing that I said, you know, it's not that I regret it, but I had to do what I had to do in the situation that I was in. Right. I didn't get a chance to go away to school. Like I had to go to community and then, you know, travel to school, like going to NJCU. Right. So, you know, I had to make it was convenient because I worked full time. I had my apartment. Like I had to grow up really fast. Right. And that was that, you know. So a lot of people, they say that they have these regrets. I try to make sure that I live with no regrets. Now, what I do wish is that I can go back, because if I knew what the consequences were, I would have did more worse stuff. Like, are you kidding me? Right. Like, I mean, like, if you're telling me I wasn't going to get arrested for that, oh my God, I would have did it. Like, what? Like, are you kidding me? But true story, like, a lot of people, they you know, they just have these regrets like, oh, you know, I wish I would have traveled. I wish I would have not have been afraid of planes. You do know that they have like a school that it like, so they throw you in there. It's like that shock therapy, like the immersion therapy. Uh-huh. That if you are afraid of flying, they like put you through these courses and actually get you on a plane. And it's like a simulated, like, it's like the most, I'm telling, we're so advanced. Right. I think that's what it is too. I think we're so overwhelmed with everything that we have. Right. And I'm just glad that we have just the podcast to talk about grief, you know? So it's like, I just think it's just an overload of information. But as long as like we can bring it together into like one centered like thing, I think we're doing
And great. I hope that it inspires people to do, like, we don't know the first thing about any of this.
No.
I mean, we've learned so much in the past couple of months. Yeah. But when we decided to do this, it was just like tons of research and tons of like figuring out. And I do think it was the grace of God that made everything like come together.
100%.
Because we were just like, oh my God, this is happening. We posted our first video. We had 500 views and like,
listen,
I went to dinner that night. It was like,
but this is like, and everywhere we say, oh, you're such a natural. And this, I said, no, I don't like to be seen. But that was some things that I also needed to work on and not having regret.
Right.
So it's like things that you have to kind of work on. Like, oh, I feared, you know, like I said, the flying. I feared, you know, trying different foods. Just try the food.
Yeah.
If you're allergic, okay, then don't try the food.
I think that's what it is. I think people are so held back because they just second guess themselves so much. You know?
And also you also have the ancestors and your parents like, oh no, you can't. And it's like, they're living their life. They live their life. You do you. Like, you know, like you go and you just take the world by storm. We, as this country, even though we're in a dumpster fire at this point, it's a lot going on. There's a lot of changes. People don't like changes. Whether it's changes for the good or the bad, nobody is really acclimated to changes like that, right? Or they don't get acclimated as much to changes. But I do feel that when it comes to dying, and there's been such an uptick on cancer patients. I don't know what's going on. I'm not even going to go down a rabbit hole. That's another story for another day. But the amount of people I hear with cancer sick and the mastectomies and, oh, well, now they got to be on this medication for this long. Like, there's so many people. And listen, I have these New Jersey image, and when I tell you they've been blazing my phone, I'm like, if you don't go scratch and leave me alone at this point, it's not that I'm not going to do my I'm going to do it.
She's going to do her mammogram.
But I'm not doing it when you call me and keep pestering me. I'm not
By the time this airs.
yeah, it'll be done. It's probably going to be done by then. Yeah, no, well,
if I have to take her by the hand.
I just don't want to go to that place. I have a whole other thing. We'll find
it. There's a good place in Montclair.
Yeah, there's another one in Wayne. Yeah. My girlfriend just put me on.
Yeah, there you go.
So, you know, just leave me alone. I'm going to get to it. But with that all being said, like, imagine sitting there and you have no more life to live. Like, you had your health ahead of you. You had, you know, your vision. You had your legs.
Don't take your health for granted.
And that's another thing. Like, don't take things for granted. And especially, like, I don't know, your taste.
Yeah.
You know, like my dad had the esophageal cancer and we had to put a trachea in. So because of the trachea, we had to put a feeding tube. So we had to put a PEG tube. He couldn't taste his favorite food anymore. Right. He couldn't taste anything anymore. So it's like you take these things for granted.
Yeah.
And it's like you're sitting there and you're on your deathbed and you're like, damn, like I did all of this. I did all of that. I put this person in front of my family.
Today I was like running on the treadmill and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad my legs don't hurt. My knees don't have issues. Like, I'm so glad that I'm able to do this. Because how worse would I feel if I was like trying to like get some exercise and like I was in so much pain?
Right. Imagine. No.
Like you really can't take your health for granted. Oh, I'm going to be tomorrow.
I'm going to text you tomorrow morning and be like, hey girl, how you feeling?
It's going to be a mess tomorrow. But you know, it's so basically what it's saying in the article is like you can use these 3 things that people kept saying, right? And use it as a guide to live more fully, right? So it says like, say what needs to be said, love more freely.
Make people feel uncomfortable. I did see a meme. Tell your friends you love them. Make them feel uncomfortable because you know what?
Oh, I'm not a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
You're going to get this hug.
You're going to hold it.
You're going to get this hug.
I don't even care if you give me the daddy pat. I always call it like, don't pat my back. I'm not.
I used to get so mad too. My ex used to like pat me when we hugged and I was like,
why are you patting me? Like, ew. I'm not a dog. What are we doing?
Right.
And then now my daughter pats me.
Because they're very weird with like people who are weird with like
hugs,
touching and hugs. They'll like pat and I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, well, that's not my love language. Well, you need to be open-minded
Well, then kiss my forehead, bro.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. Well.
We love a good forehead kiss. Men, kiss girls' foreheads.
Yo.
Tell me no.
I mean, listen.
Everybody loves a good forehead kiss.
I know. When my husband does it, it's cute.
It's like it's the sweetest thing ever.
Super cute. But yeah, no, and I really think that just using some of the wisdom of the dying, like listening, like we don't take care of our elderly people too. And I do want to say that, right? Like
Other cultures. Like I was reading something, I can't particularly remember what Asian culture it is, but it's like when your parents get old, they move in with you.
Yes.
like that is a standard. Your parents can only move in with you. You take care of them until the end of their life. Right. Like that is like a standard. And it's not here.
They preserve the elderly. And then the stories, like, go ask them questions.
The wisdom you get from talking to the elderly people.
We don't take care of our old folks anymore, and vice versa, right? There's like no OGs. I used to say on Planted Seed, there's no OGs anymore. So here's some wisdom. This is why I'm planting the seed so that you can have wisdom.
I spent a lot of time with my grandmother.
Oh, yeah, she's a trip though.
But she's like 90. She's 91 now.
Oh, God bless her.
91, turning 92.
Oh, she's a trip, but she's still with it.
But she's like sharp.
Yes. And I love that about her.
Yeah. So it's like she'll very quickly tell me what it is. Yeah, so it's like you do need that old person to be like,
to kind of whip you into shape a little bit.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I remember I walked in, she was like, why are you wearing that purse? It's so ugly. You have so many nice purses. Why are you walking around with that purse? You have so... And I was like, okay, thank you. But I was like, maybe I do need to like be a little bit more cuter, you know? Okay, fine. I'll put this purse away,
Thanks,
you know?
Mima.
But then she'll be very much like, you need to take care of yourself and you need to live for you.
Yeah.
And if I work out, she's like, good for you. Like, she's very much like, I think because she's had, you know, relationships, like my grandfather passed and she's had relationships, I feel like she has spent a lot of her life dedicated to men.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can totally get that because I went from like a 10-year marriage to an almost 5-year relationship.
Sure.
You know, and it's like the past 15 years, of course, I've put my kids first, but after that, it really was the man in my life.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. And like, that would be, if you ask me today, what is my biggest regret? It's like waiting until 40 to put myself first.
But like I said, we're just
But it's amazing. Now that I'm putting myself first, I'm having like the best time, all things considered.
Yeah.
Wish you were here.
Oh,
so that I could have the time of my life because she was the most fun person on the planet. But hopefully she can, I know that she's looking at me and being like, that's right. You live for you. You do what you want to do. You don't worry about being alone. You take care of yourself.
Right. And I do feel that way. Like, I think like I try to not live with, like, you know, I do have some dreams that I really like. I want to go to Peru. Like that's like
top. That's the next thing. It says the last three things is take the trip, follow the dream, let go of fear.
So those trips, like, you know, my husband and I, before we had, you know, our daughter, we traveled, man. Like we just got up and left.
Yeah,
we
did travel a lot.
Iceland, Thailand, Ghana. Oh my God, we went to New Orleans twice. Like, I mean, I can sit here. Greece. I mean, we spent almost 3 weeks in Greece. Like, we took some really big trips and no regrets. Just how come we couldn't do a little bit more? But COVID, thanks a lot, Dr. Fauci. Anywho, sorry. I don't want to go there. I don't want to pull the Band-Aid off. But, you know, anyway, but like Peru was on my list during that COVID. And one of the main things I wanted to do was go to the Amazon and drink the water from the leaves, like go to a shaman and like really, that's what I'm telling you. When my brother passed, like I was really on this spiritual journey. Yeah. Like I have a guru in India that I meet with, you know, like we meet on Zoom and he's like,
do you remember when Left Eye had passed?
Yes.
She was in Honduras, right? And she was going through like all of this like natural
with Dr.
stuff.
Sebi. Yes. And that's a whole thing. Like, you know, you just start to find deeper purpose. And Peru was on my, Ghana was obviously on my list. Knocked it off. I'll be there. I'll get back there when I get back there. But Peru is there. And especially before they closed down Machu Picchu because of the foot traffic, you know what I mean? But like that is one of the like big things that I want to do and just really start going through like deeper journeys, like, you know, like Egypt and things like that. Like after like the craziness is done going on the other side. But yeah, take the trip. What did you say the other one? Follow the dream.
Follow the dream and let go of fear.
Yeah, but I think that fear just, it really controls a lot of people. And the ego is so loud in the brain that people just don't know how to quiet. How do you quiet the brain? You got to ground yourself. You got to, and I hate the word reframe, right? Because you're not really addressing those negative thoughts, but just let go of the negative thoughts. Yeah, you know what? That was a negative thought. That's not who I am.
Right. Don't let somebody else's voice. You.
Right. You sit there, you observe, you don't absorb. And try not to like allow the brain. Listen, we can all spiral. Everybody can ruminate. That's easy. It's easier to ruminate negative.
Yeah. I spiral once a month. Thanks. Being a woman is so amazing.
Oh, I know.
Oh my God.
We're
like,
synced. We're synced.
Yeah. Also, can you guys learn about your phases? Like
Yes.
luteal.
Yes.
What is it?
No, you better than me, girl.
Oh my
I don't
God.
even know
You
it.
have to learn. Men, if you want to be in a relationship, you need to know like the luteal phase. That like there is like if you just break down a woman like her 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna be a bitch 2 weeks out of them. I straight up tell guys now. Yeah. I'm like, I'm only nice 2 weeks out of the month. So if you want to catch me, we can go somewhere this week. We can do this. You probably really want to see me these 4 or 5 days. Yeah.
And I'm like this to my husband. Don't try to get away.
I'm like, you need to know. Yeah. I mean, I'm so straight up like, no, that's not going to be a good week for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you want to come into town, it's going to be this week.
Absolutely. But I do feel like, just even knowing that, right? When you learn your partner's stages, like if something is off, you could be like, listen, go to the doctor.
Right.
And you can be, you never know. They might have ovarian cancer. Right. They may have something, right? So as we're joking about it, like there's really some legit.
Right. It's not just a woman's job to monitor. Right. I mean, this is the person that you're with is the person who is carrying on your legacy, having your children, taking care of you.
Absolutely.
Like you should know these. Women's health is not a women's issue.
No, it's a universal issue.
It's a universal issue.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I love this end of this. I guess we should end it with this. I just love this. She said, the wisdom of the dying is one of the most profound gifts. Okay, let me start that again. The wisdom of the dying is one of the most profound gifts we've been given and one of the best teachers about life.
That's incredible. And that's all from The Good Death.
Good Life. It was a live Q&A with Suzanne B. O'Brien. But just the wisdom of the dying being one of the most profound gifts. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's like you can't wait to die to learn how to live.
Yeah.
So it's like, especially for us, like seeing our younger siblings have their life cut so short and being able to say, you know what,
and they didn't even have
I'm going to use that to live. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, and to even wrap it up, I had a nice conversation. This was when I was in school for I think I was finishing my BA, going into my master's, and I had a wonderful conversation, and he's like, "Why are you rushing the experience?" He goes, artists, when they're painting, they're not looking at the end. It's about the journey of how they're getting there and what they're painting and being present of what they're painting. He goes, "Are you in a race to death?" And I go, "No." He goes, "So then why are you trying to rush this experience? Mm-hmm. There's some other things that you probably need to learn." And I thought that was, bravo. Thank you for that, you know?
Right.
It was insane. Yeah. But we really hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you for always joining in. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Follow
we in these
us,
streets.
Like us, subscribe. That's who.
Always, but subscribe, leave us comments.
Yes,
please
we push really the algorithm so we can get to the people who need it the most.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.